Hey gang, it is your scruffy Uncle Todd here, and we are at the theater. We're going to go see Immaculate. This will be my first Sydney Sweeny film, and thought I'd go with this one as opposed to Madam Web because Madam Web doesn't sound that good. Everybody seems to dislike it. What I've read of it, nobody has a costume that they show in the trailers until the very end, and that's just a fantasy sequence. Anyway, as she is playing a novice, novitiate. I don't know what it's called. I'm Lutheran. We just have pastors. She's not a full nun yet, let's just say. And as such, I can now be able to study her acting without being distracted by any cleavage. Anyway, it's supposed to be an interesting film, I think, from the trailer, where she is pregnant, but she's never,
Sex.
And so, is it a miracle? Or is it something more sinister? Well, tell you what I think when I get back. Okay. That was quite a movie. Whew. Okay, we start out with a nun in a convent in Italy trying to escape. And she ends up being buried alive. Ooh, nice creepy opening. Then we meet our star, Sydney Sweeny, who is a novice. Yeah, novice, that's what they had in the Italian translation during some of the scenes. And she's on her way to this convent in Italy where she will be taking her final vows. And everybody seems nice to meet her, except for one who just doesn't like her being there. Even tries to talk her out of taking her final vows. But she also meets another nun, Gwen, who she becomes friends with. And they take their final vows. They are now full-fledged nuns. And the convent mainly exists as sort of a hospice for nuns. A lot of Sister Cecilia, that's Sweeney's character's name, a lot of her work entails helping older nuns who are ill or they're going into dementia, to kind of make their last days as comfortable as possible. And of course, doing other stuff like, cleaning, laundry, and all that. And after like some weird events the first night, in which she chalks up to a bad dream, she's making friends. She's actually enjoying the work, talking with the older nuns and all that. And then she gets sick. And when she gets examined by the doctor, a bishop who's over that area, and the head priest and the doctor who works there call her in, and they want to know if she's ever been with a man. To which she says, no, never. The doctor says that when she first arrived and was examined, the hymen was intact. So they go for another examination, and the hymen is still intact. But they do an ultrasound. She's with child. It's a miracle. Now everybody's treating her different, and she's not liking that at all. She doesn't want to be mother of the Savior. Wonder if Mary felt like that. I bet she did at first. Anyway, she now no longer has any friends that she can confide in for these things. Gwen disappears. And Sister Isabella, who's the mean one, tries to kill her in a bathtub, and she disappears too. And she's screaming, "It should have been me! It should have been me!" And a lot more creepy stuff happens, and then we learn that what I thought was going to be like Rosemary's Baby in a convent isn't that. The reveal, which I will not spoil, turns out to be a lot more pedestrian and down to earth, and also more horrifying when we really think about the entire aspect of what's going on. And then we get an exciting climax. The last 20 minutes is just full of violence and viscera, all things a gorehound would like, and some suspense. We even get a chase through catacombs. What's a good horror film without a chase through catacombs? Ironically, during this section, during the chase, her water breaks at just the wrong moment, which is, I shouldn't laugh, but that is just so amusing and horrifying at the same time. Just to add to everything else that's been going on. I can see why Sydney Sweeny would be interested in this project and why she helped produce it, because her character gets to run through the gamut of just about everything. She starts out very innocent and sweet, and when we go through suspicious, at which point she starts investigating, and then we get fear, horror, hopelessness, never resignation, and finally resilience. And on a side note, I didn't realize she had such big eyes. They're like anime eyes, like Barbara Crampton has. Now that would be a movie. Sydney Sweeny and Barbara Crampton as mother and daughter in a horror film. Somebody should look into that. But yeah, she gives an amazing performance. And that ending. Won't go into what the ending is. But pulls no punches. And some really good gore effects. And some really icky sound effects, too. Highly recommend it. Unless as you'll, to go along with my main movie review next Saturday, you were kind of squeamish about religious doctrine and stuff, and people that play around with it. If not, you might enjoy it. I wouldn't say it's the scariest film, but it's got a few jump scares. But it has a good buildup of dread and a really exciting climax. And I think Sydney Sweeny can certainly join the ranks of the new Scream Queens like Mia Goth and Jenna Ortega. Well, till next time, please like, share, and subscribe.